Cowabunga dudes, welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we are taking a look at some new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Mutant Mayhem figures. We've taken a look at these in the news videos on the channel, and now we are taking a look at the two that I have actually bought. I bought Raph and Mikey. Raphael is not one of my favorite turtles from the other adaptations of the movie or the shows. He hasn't really been one of my favorites. He's been like pretty much third or fourth in the list pretty much every time. But in this new movie, from the trailers, he is my favorite. I love this new version of Raph. He's so good. So I had to get the figure. And here he is. He does have posability at the hips, at the knees, at the ankles, wrists, head, shoulders, and elbows, and that is pretty much how most action figures have posability. I've put him in a pretty decent stance here. He does have a training rack like all the other ninjas do, but his is exclusive to him. He does also have a little turtle, which is him as a baby turtle, which is what all the turtles come with, which I'm surprised at, because they didn't do these since the 2012 one, and we've had like 3 other adaptations of the turtles since then. So I'm very surprised that they've brought them back for the movie, but I'm very grateful. The only issue I have with this figure is balancing. The balancing issues with this figure is a little off. Same with all the turtle figures. It's just the way their feet are, with the 2 big toes and the sort of arch that they have at the foot. Just makes them a little wobbly, but you can put them in positions where you can sort of display them and stand them up. But that's really an issue for collectors, not really for the kids who the toys are aimed at, to just go out and play with. On Raph's sort of stand, he does have ooze. He has 2 big scythes. He has a ninja star, 2 ninja stars, a kunai, and a silver pizza. His weapon rack is silver, but Mikey's is orange, so I thought they'd all get their own individual colours, but unfortunately not. It's more of just a universal colour thing, I guess. I guess Mikey's was wood and Raph's was a metal. He does have the red wristbands, elbow pads, and knee pads, which I think is really cool, and something that don't really do. The knee pads and shoulder pads are usually, not shoulder pads, elbow pads and knee pads are usually brown, so I'm glad that they've gone with a full colour scheme of each turtle having their own colour, their own identity. And Raph's sort of headband has gone from just a mask to being fully covering his head in the past few iterations of the turtles, and I like that. I like his design with the full head mask. It looks really cool. A lot of people are comparing it to a do-rag, and I think it's awesome. The only issue I have with these figures is I just wanted a little bit more detail on them, like a couple more of extra lines just to make it look like they're from the film. The figures look absolutely amazing, but if they just added a couple of extra lines on some of the edges of like his shell or his face, or a couple of other details, you know, like just to make it like that cel-shaded design that they have in the film. It would have just made the figure a little bit better, and I've seen a lot of people like customize it and custom do it, and I think it looks absolutely incredible. So I might give my shot at it on my Raphael here. But as of right now, these are the only 2 I'm getting. I'm not going to get any more because these 2 are currently my favorite from the film, and I think they're absolutely amazing. He does come with 2 sides, and he does have the R on his belt, as all the other turtles have their letters on, but his belt has some little clips at the front where he can put his scythes in, and I think that's really cool. I like the fact that you can equip their weapons to them, because not a lot of other turtle figures did that. It just sort of had you hold them or have them to the side. So they've really thought about these turtle figures, and they really thought about the designs, and I like them a lot. I think they're really cool. You can get this figure from pretty much anywhere that sells toys: Smith's Toy Superstore, Toy Entertainer, Toy World, pretty much anywhere. And it usually goes for like $11.99, but I did get mine for $8.99. So I did get mine like £4 cheaper, which I think is pretty nice. But yeah, the issue I had with Michelangelo was that his sort of thigh, where it's pretty obvious to see, but Raphael's doesn't. He has it more on the back of the leg, which I much prefer. It's towards the back, it's out the way, it's not easy to see. And I much prefer that with logos. I wish it was on the bottom of the feet, if I was going to be completely honest, but the back of the leg is pretty pretty fine. But yeah, honestly, it's a really good figure, and I think is worth the money. It's a lot smaller than the other turtle figures that I have had before, but especially for the same price of like the £10 ones from 2012, which were a lot bigger. But I still like these ones. I still think they're really cool. I'm definitely going to go see this movie. My hype for this film is like none other than the Spider-Verse hype. I don't know why people are hyping this film up more. I think it's got... I have the same amount of hype for this film as I had for Spider-Verse. The animation is pretty much the same, and this figure's amazing. And I'm really glad I got it. It is just really cool. And I do recommend you go out and get it for yourself as well. Just look at it. It's so cool.